Hello my friends, welcome and welcome back to the Energy Academy. Welcome to the first class of a brand new year for a lot of you, our first team training time. I'll shut up so we can get into it. We've got lower body today. We will be entirely on the floor. I will give you some options for not being on the floor, but just so you know, if you're watching this recording later and you don't want to be on the floor, pick a different one. Or if you've got like a claw clip in now, that's a good wording too. Let's start. Hips down, heels down. I'll talk you through as we go. Legs bent to about 90 degrees. We're going to drop the knees to one side and then the other. Good, nice and easy. Ooh, if you're already warm, you can take this maybe a little farther. If you're not, give yourself some time to get there, yeah? We're working both hips through internal and external rotation. We're thinking about sitting up nice and tall, kind of like a plank. Good. We've got 3 supersets today. You can do this totally body weight. If you have the option to add weights, you'll have some opportunities, so I'll talk you through when we get there. Ooh, good. Just one more moment before we let go of this one. Let's sit up a little taller. I tend to catch myself like slumping down as I get comfy here. So thinking about that height. Ooh. Excellent, my friends. Finishing up here in 3, 2, 1, and let it go. We're going to come onto hands and knees. You can also take hands to an elevated surface here. We're going to take knees apart, sliding forward and sliding back. All right, I recommend knees nice and wide to make lots of room for your body. You might think of this like standing up and then sitting down into your squat. Ooh. We did this one yesterday on body chores, and then I was writing out the whiteboard for this morning, and I was like, is it too much? And I was like, it's never too much. I love this one. Gives us a little chance to get into our upper body as well. Just tap in, see how that's feeling, and then back off. Nice. Ooh, now you can stay here if you'd like. If you'd like something a little more or a little different, go ahead and extend one leg for me. We're going to go through the same movement. Still thinking long line, top of the head, down through the tailbone. Maybe tucking your toes for a little extra support. But we're getting into that inner thigh a little bit, starting to open up. Keep knees and toes pointing forward on this extended leg. And just make sure you're not locking your knee. I like to think of it as like a tiny, teeny little bend. Excellent. Ooh, I'm going to work my way over to switch sides. Join me when you're ready. This is the last move in our warm-up because we're starting slow today, so take your time. If it feels good, you can stay here as long as you like. Ooh. Nice, my friends. Maybe you unlock your elbows. Maybe you notice that as you poke your pelvis back, it's winging off to one side. Maybe get yourself back on the straight and narrow. Whew. Excellent. I'm here for 3, 2, 1. And I'm going to shake it out. Let it go. Wiggle out anything else you need to. Maybe grab a sip of water. We're going to get into our first move. I'm going to grab a little weight just in case I want it later. But we're going to start on our sides. Ooh. When I'm down on my side like this, I have the option to come all the way down to my side, although sometimes I need to think about a little lift from right under the rib cage, or we can be up on the forearm like this. I have my hips stacked and my shoulders stacked, and we're gonna be doing our clam, okay? Now these look deceptively easy, but they're difficult if we do them specifically. My body, to be able to open up my leg efficiently, is just gonna go, oh, I can just twist my low back, but we're trying to get into that glute. So I want you to get really, really specific about keeping that top back pocket forward, Sometimes a little tactile cue can be helpful here, and staying nice and strong and square in our shoulders. Opening up and then bringing it back in. Good. Try a few of these just to start so you can troubleshoot yourself a little bit. You might need to be even more square or even more facing the floor than you'd like to be. Ooh, and I'm going to talk you through some options, all right? So option number 1 is our clam just like this, using body weight as resistance, pushing like we're pressing through the water in a pool, right? If you'd like, you can add a little weight. I recommend a light one to the outside of your thigh for a little extra resistance as you press up. You won't get as far up to the ceiling, but you'll feel it. Option number 3 / option number 1 is to turn this into a side lying hip raise, all right? I'm gonna think about performing that same movement with both of my legs. I'm gonna press myself away from the floor, coming up into this side plank, and then I'm sitting back and down. This is a little more advanced. This is a lot of work. Whew, it's also a lot more to think about. So if you've never done these before and you're still having morning brain, maybe you don't tackle this today, yeah? But that's where we're going, anywhere in between. I'm gonna do the side lying hip raise for the first round. I'll switch as we go along. We're going for 8 on one side, 8 on the other side. Sound good? Yeehaw, let's do this. Here we go. Keep yourself square and stacked. We open up and return. We open up and return. Whether you're lifting off the floor or you're down in that clam, what was I going to say? I completely lost my train of thought as I was explaining it to you. Woo, opening up and lower. Good, my friends, here for about 3. And last 2. And last 1. Excellent. Let's switch sides. Oh, if you're lifting up, your hips need to come slightly forward up at the top like a plank, and then slightly back down at the bottom like you're sitting in a little chair. All right, other side, here we go. Stacking up. I press away and lower down. Pressing away, lowering down. I've got my hand on my hip to remind myself about that hip, but you could also bring fingertips to the floor to steady yourself a little bit, or reach out to remind yourself to come forward. So many options here. Nice. I'm here for 3. And last 2. I'm gonna keep my collarbones open and soft. Last 1. And let it go. And rest. That's our whole first chunk of work. We're gonna repeat it. Whew. If you'd like to try a different variation for this second round, you got a couple seconds to play here. I'm gonna go for that weighted clam in case you're there and you want a buddy. Same setup as everything else. And again, if you get tired of being up on your shoulder, you can come all the way down to your side, but maybe you put like a rolled up sweatshirt under you if the floor feels far away. All right, here we go. You ready? Stacking up. Ooh. I push away and I bring it down. I'm pushing away, opening up, and bring it down. I'm literally just using this hand to keep the weight on my legs, so however you need to futz around with it, so you don't have to think about the weight, right? About halfway done here. Even when my hips are staying on the ground, I'm thinking about driving that bottom leg into the floor. You should kind of, maybe if you're feeling your glutes, be feeling this in both glutes, no matter which side we're doing, which is why we're not supersetting this. Here we go, last one. Oh man. And let's switch sides. You can just flip over if you want to. You don't have to flip all the way around like a dog taking a nap like me if you don't want to. I just always feel bad when I face away from y'all. All right, here we go, loading up the other side, squaring off, setting up my plank. I open up and I lower. This one's especially tricky for me to remember to keep my hips square, so I'm making the range of motion a little bit smaller. Hi, buddy. Hello. Oh my gosh. I'm getting so much love. This is fantastic. Good. I'm here for 3 and 2. Norm knows I need moral support. And last one. And down, let it rest. Oh man. Okay, now that I'm very much feeling it, I'm gonna switch to regular clams, unweighted, for this last set. You can stick to any version that you like. This last set is where our best work happens, so I will leave that up to you. Here we go. You ready? Oh, squaring off, opening my heart, stacking my hips. Let's do this. I squeeze and open and release. If you're here doing clams and you're like, Laura, I don't feel anything at all, what are we doing? I recommend trying one of the other options. Even if you don't like it, then come back to clams, and I guarantee you'll be like, oh, that's what's happening. Here for 3 and 2 and last one. Oh man, switching sides. We'll go right into it. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Open and lower. I'm thinking a little lift right under my bottom rib. Thinking standing up tall. Whew. Good. Here for 4 and 3. Last 2. Last one. Oh, release. Let it go. I'm going to talk you through what's coming next. I suggest you use this minute or so to rest, all right? We're going to be on our knees for the next superset. I've got options for you if you don't want to do that, okay, for one or both moves. We're going to start in this tall kneeling position, staring directly into the sun. That's deeply important. We're going to gently tuck the tail, bring ourselves into this sensation of core brace. I'm going to reach forward, and I'm going to think about hinging at my knees. So I lean back, press my lower legs down into the ground, bring myself up to stand. Leaning back, coming up to stand. This is a lot on the quads, which is why it's such a great move, which is why we're doing it. It can be very uncomfortable to be down on your knees like this. So you can swap this out for any kind of squat that you like, or if you'd like something a little more quad focused, swap this out for a wall sit, 90 degrees in the legs, back into the wall, holding here. We're going for 30 seconds, and I will cue you through that, so be right along with us, even if you choose to get up and off the floor. Next move. Remember our kneeling squats, looking kind of similar. We're sitting down, pressing up. This time our hips are moving. They're not in that plank. Sitting down, squeezing glutes to come up. That's the idea. If you'd like to stay here, this is a great move to superset it with. What I have planned for us today is that we're going to kickstand one leg, kind of like we did in our warm-up, sitting down, squeezing up. So it's a little more work on one leg. Again, if you'd rather take this bilateral, both legs at the same time, go for it, okay? Here, down, and up. If you'd like, you can swap this out for your squat if you haven't squatted yet, if you take those Nordic curls and then the squat, or you can add in a nice one leg pistol practice. Stand up from the chair, sit back down, hold on to as much wall as you need to, including in this floor work we're doing. Capiche? That was a lot. Drop me questions in the chat or in the comments later if you're like, I can't make this work. We'll figure it out together. That's what I'm here for. All I ask is this first day, you try, all right? 30 seconds on. Here we go. Standing up nice and tall. I'm scooping. I'm reaching. We go in 3, 2, 1. I'm leaning back. I'm standing up. I'm leaning back. I'm standing up. This is like the leg extension machine, but at home and also no machine. So not at all like that. Good. I can tell you honestly, I feel like I am not going very far at all, and I'm still getting a lot of work done. So no stress. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Excellent, my friends. Shake it out. I'm going to go into those single side kneeling squats. We're here for 30 seconds each. Again, remember, swap this out for any squat option you like. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Bring it up. Lower down. Bring it up. Lower down. Good. I'm squeezing my glute from the bottom to stack myself up. Softening to come back down. Nice, my friends. I'm thinking top of the head down through the tailbone, like I'm going up on an escalator rather than an elevator. We're switching sides in 3, 2, 1. Swap it out. All right. Here we go. Other side in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Down and up. If you want a little more stability, a little less range of motion, you can tuck the toes on this working leg. I've got them untucked because I want to get down a little deeper. Norm just jumped 4 feet up the wall to get my Apple Watch reflection. Oh boy. Good morning. Nice, my friends. We're done in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Shake it out. Let it rest. How do we do? That was a lot. If your knees need a break, give them an actual break. Yes. I'm going to do a this version the second time around, okay? But if you'd like to add some weight, you've got the option to hold some weight at your chest for these reverse Nordic curls, and then maybe you load some up on your shoulder when we're taking this single kneeling squat, all right? Actually, you know what a wall sit looks like. I'm gonna do this version with you because I wanna be able to cue us through it. Again, if you need me, beat me. Let's do this. Back to those reverse Nordic curls. In 3, in 2, in 1. Let's go. Leaning, pressing up. Woo! Leaning back, pressing up. My neck is tensing up. Trying to stay a little soft where I can. Woo! Not panicking. We're gonna have super strong quads after this. And strong quads protect our knees, so it's a tricky little game. Here we go, done in 3, in 2, in 1, and let it go. Excellent, my friends. I'm gonna do the double leg kneeling squat 2 times through 30 seconds, so you have time to do single legs if you'd like, and you have some more cues if you want a little extra support. Here we go. I'm starting sitting down on my heels. I've got my knees nice and wide for this one. I'm planking, and I'm hinging forward. Let's go. I squeeze, stand it up. I lower down. I squeeze, stand it up. I lower down. Woo! I'm not coming all the way up to lockout at the top. I'm squeezing my glutes as hard as I can, extend my legs into the floor, and then back down. About 10 seconds left with this round. If you're going one leg at a time, you'll switch sides in 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna add a little tiny bit of weight, just for fun, up on my shoulders. All right, 30 more seconds. Other side if you want, just a second set if you want. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Squeeze, bring it up, and lower down. Squeeze, bring it up, lower down. Good. Are you still breathing? If you weren't, you're not in trouble, but it's a good time to start. Yes, looking good, my friends. About 5 seconds left here. Done in 3, 2, 1. And let it go, let it rest. Woo! Beautiful. Giving myself a little knee break. We're gonna go through that one more time. Oh man, this is Toasty. Ooh. Yes. We've got some Beach Boys today. But please know that I'm always looking for playlist requests because I want to know what you want to listen to, you know? This isn't for me. If it was me, it would be Meg Thee Stallion every day. And then every fourth day, it would be horrible show tunes. So, let me know. All right. Back to these kneeling squats. Ugh, sorry, reverse curls. These reverse Nordic curls from the plank. I'm going to do the wall sit this time in case you're there and you want a buddy. Here we go. Ready? Getting into position, starting at the top, stacking up, getting ready to lean. Or coming into this seat with me. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Good, my friends. I think the wall sit is actually great practice for the reverse Nordic. I'm thinking about my plank, staying solid in my core, feeling that work build up in my quads, relaxing, opening my heart, softening my neck, maybe even reaching out. We're done in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Come out of that into those kneeling squats. I'm going to do a single leg version with the wall here. So I'm just using my chair instead of the floor. I'm going to kickstand my non-working leg. I'm going to lean into the wall. Ready? 30 seconds on. One side starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. I'm standing up. I'm sitting down. I'm not going to get very far if my leg is kickstanded out that far away from me. That's okay. Woo. I think I underestimated this combo. I'm feeling the spice. How about you? The thing I want you to focus on, no matter which option you're taking, is that single side squat, right? Can you feel that glute pushing you into extension and then relaxing? Good, we're done in 3, 2, 1. Excellent, swapping sides. I'm gonna switch my chair around. Good, here we go. Other side in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Good, I'm bringing my kickstand in a little closer so I can get down to that seat, but I'm focusing on that work in my supporting leg. Whew. And that's gonna help you know which options are working for you or how to make one of your own, right? If you know what work we're doing, the rest of it is flexible. Good, we're done in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! I almost wiped out. Excellent, shake it out. You take a break, grab some water. I'm gonna show you our last and final little superset here, all right? You got some options. We have an option to slide. So if you have a slider, you can grab it. If you are on carpet and you have like a paper towel and you wanna pause me, you can grab it. I'm gonna use my sock, but we got non-sliding options here too, okay? Basically, we're going from a bridge into a hamstring curl. That's our last little bit of work. So our bridge is gonna look like feet planted, spine nice and long, squeezing the glutes to come up and lowering down. Option to add some weight here to add a little more spice into the mix, okay? We're here for 30 seconds. Now we've got the option. You can hold up in this bridge. You can slide one leg out and in. Ooh, that is the option if you can slide. If you'd like something more advanced in your sliding, out and in on one leg, okay? If you are not sliding today, you were not prepared to slide, no big deal. We're gonna walk the feet out and we're gonna walk the feet in, or we're gonna walk the feet up. Either way, those little steps, that action is gonna help us get into our hamstrings, okay? Lots of options. You know I'm gonna switch through them like a mad woman, so follow along, ignore me, whatever you wanna do. We're doing bridges, we're doing hamstring slides, okay? Whew. I'm gonna add some weight to the bridges. Ooh, we're only here for 30 seconds. I'll meet you there in 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. I'm pressing up. I lower down. pressing up, lower down. Driving both feet into the floor, only coming into plank, no higher than that. Good, my friends. Less than 10 seconds left here. Done in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Drop the weights. If you can slide, you can do some hamstring slides. I'm going to do the walkouts in case you're not there. I'm coming up into a low little bridge, and I'm up on my heels. We're here for 30 seconds. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. I'm walking heels out. Legs don't need to fully extend, but as far away as they can, and then I'm going to walk them in. Walking out and walking in. Good. About halfway through. You got this. If you can slide a little and you want to add a little sliding, I say go for it. Digging into the ground. Good. Done in 3, 2, 1, and lower. Maybe you bring knees into chest for a little relaxation. Woo! If you're hating being on the floor, you can swap this out for some Romanian deadlifts is what I would go for to get into those hamstrings. 3 strong sets. What more could you need? All right. We're going back into those bridges, and then I'm going to take a single leg hamstring slide if you'd like. Oh, here we go. 30 seconds on in our bridge. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Pressing down to come up and lower. Down to come up and lower. Good. Let me take these weights off in case you are there and you want a buddy. Whoo. I'm thinking about lowering my back pockets down onto the floor nice and flat, squeezing my glutes from the bottom, picking them up and together into my plank, softening to come back down. Here for 3, 2, 1. I'm going to stay up in my bridge. Next 30 seconds, I'm sliding one leg only. If you'd like to do both, go for that. Here we go. Sliding out, dragging it in. I'm thinking about keeping my hips nice and high. Good, my friends. If you want to check on your hips, maybe you just tap them. Notice if one pocket is dropping significantly. That is really good information to have. We got about 10 seconds left here. I'm going to switch to the other side. If you were doing both legs, I recommend you rest. Good. In 3, 2, 1. I'm switching to the other side. Out and in. Out. Drag it in. Good, my friends. Almost done here. Digging heel into the floor. We're going right back into those bridges after this. Woo! In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. I'm going to lower down, feel my spine get long. I'm going to grab my weights one last time through this superset. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. I'm pressing down into the ground. Come up and lower. Drive your heels into the floor and relax. Excellent, my friends. About 10 seconds left here. We'll go right into hamstring slides. Woo. Good. Done in 3, 2, 1. I'm going to come down, unload my weights, come back up to a nice shallow little bridge. 30 seconds on in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I'm sliding one leg. I'm switching right to the other leg. Woo! Sliding and switching. Remember, you got the option to step it out and step it back in. That does not need to be a big step to be really impactful. 10 seconds left. Soften your collarbones. Keep breathing. Glorious. We're done in 3, 2, 1. And bring your back pockets gently down to the floor. Whew. All right, my friends, I'm gonna roll off to this side so I can press myself up. I recommend you take that same path up. We end every class with a big virtual high five, so I'm coming in for mine today. Ready? 3, 2, 1, bada boom. All right, I'm going back down to the ground to stretch this out a little bit, but you can also take this from a seat if you prefer. I'm gonna bring one knee into my chest. Resting leg can be planted or it can extend out nice and long. I'm gonna circle this around in the hip a little bit. Ooh, ask it to release. Then I'm gonna bring my ankle to the top of my other knee into this figure 4. Let this knee drop away. I think that was, is this the end of the Beach Boys? I was like, I think that's Carole King. That doesn't sound like the Beach Boys. Taking a moment in this figure 4, you could, again, be sitting up here on your couch on the ground. Easy flex in the feet. Sitting up tall. Go, my friends. On your next exhale, let's release this. We're going to switch to the other side. I'm going to bring this knee in. It could look like this if you're sitting up. It can be into your heart or out towards your armpit if you're on your back. Good. And I'm going to come into my figure 4. Ankle to top of the knee. Popping that knee up. Ooh! This feels like too much today. You can always bring this foot to the floor and just drop it open. Yeah, we're just getting into the outside of the hip there. Sometimes this is a little too pretzely. And that's okay, but it does feel good when it does. The entire purpose of our cool down is just to bring our system back towards neutral, help our body get started with that rest and digest and repair process. Now's a good time to take another deep breath. Thank your body for what it's done for you. Thank yourself for showing up today. And when you're ready, we will ease our way out of that. If you're on the ground, roll off to the side, press yourself up. I'm coming up to say bye. Ooh, I'm scooping a cat. No, I'm not. He's too fast. All right. Mwah. So much love. Thanks for being here. Let me know how your glutes are feeling tomorrow, and I will see you